Hi and welcome back to the channel. Ball Boys as always. If you like the content, like, share, comment, most importantly subscribe. Of course tomorrow there's the big one, the big game, Arsenal versus Manchester City at the Emirates. I want to give you an insight into the game and what I think may happen, the changes, the general overview of the game. So without further ado, let me talk about the significance of the game now. Of course, Manchester City closed the gap on Arsenal at the weekend. Gap is only 3 points, even though Manchester City have played an extra game, but as we know in the Premier League, it's better off if you're not counting the game in hand. You never know what's going to happen in that one, but yeah, it's 3 points at the moment, and so if Manchester City were to beat Arsenal, they go ahead of Arsenal on goal difference. Of course, they have a better goal difference, but if Arsenal were to win, they go 6 points ahead of Manchester City with a game in hand, meaning they could go 9 points ahead now. This is the biggest game yet for either teams, because especially psychologically, if Manchester City go ahead, even though they have played a game extra, psychologically that will help them a lot, and it might actually damage Arsenal psychologically, because it will be the first time that Manchester City have gone ahead in a while. But if Arsenal were to win, it gives them a boost, very significant boost, because even after all the events that have happened since the Everton game, coming to the Brentford game and all the controversy and all that, it will be very huge for Arsenal to win. A draw would benefit Arsenal more, of course, but a draw, of course, ensures that things remain the way they are. But as I have said, a win for either team is very huge at the moment, very, very huge, because we, of course, we are past halfway through the season, and if Manchester City were to go ahead, you never know. It's very hard to catch them from there. Just ask Liverpool. And so it's a very significant game for both teams. Of course, these teams have met before in the FA Cup. Manchester City got the better of Arsenal on that day. Mind you, Arsenal had made 6 changes to their starting lineup. Rob Holding started, but got a yellow card in the first half, was subbed off. Saliba came on. But there were a lot of changes, the likes of Sambi Lokonga coming on for Partey. And I think that day Arsenal gave Manchester City a run for their money. They gave them a very good game. Of course, it was Ake's goal that was the decider, a little deflection, taking it away from Matt Turner. And other than that, it was a very even game end to end actually. But even actually in the first half, Arsenal had the better of the chances. Could have easily scored, but then Manchester City stayed in the game and they managed to get the goal and win the game. That might have a little psychological effect on the game, because of course it was a largely unchanged Manchester City, considering the players that were in form then. Of course, the likes of Diaz and Laporte are going to come back into that team. That day it was Nathan Ake and Akanji, but Nathan Ake and Akanji have been the ones starting games for Manchester City this season, most of the games actually. And so I don't know what effect that game is going to have on this Premier League clash, top of the table clash, but we wait and see. But what I'm trying to tell you is that even with a changed Arsenal squad, 6 changes as I have said, Arsenal managed to go toe-to-toe with Manchester City. So that tells you something. And this game being at home for Arsenal, where they've been quite strong, dropping points only twice to Newcastle and Brentford, of course, controversially. Even the Newcastle one was quite controversial as well, if you look back at it now. So Arsenal have not been dropping that many points at home. They've been really strong, the crowd and everything, the atmosphere. Yeah, and I've said before, I expect Arsenal, okay, I don't expect, but I hope Arsenal will win. I think they will win. I believe they will win. Just manifesting it into existence. 2-1 Arsenal, I'm saying. That's my prediction. Changes, I don't know what changes the two managers are going to make to their sides. As I have said, Nathan Ake and Akanji have been starting many of the games for Manchester City, but Kyle Walker is back, Diaz is back, Laporte is back. Of course, Cancelo has gone, but I think Nathan Ake will start at left back. So I think that will be the back four: Kyle Walker, Diaz, Laporte, and Nathan Ake. That's the strongest that they can have. Maybe Pep will want to bring in Rico Lewis for this one, because he plays that kind of Philip Lahm role where he inverts from right back or even left back. Yeah, it's going to be intriguing because it's a game of chess at the moment, and these two people know each other very well, Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola. I don't think I need to explain that a lot. Knowing that they know each other very well, they will have an idea of what the other person is thinking, and so it's going to be a very intriguing battle, mind games and everything. But it all comes down to the 90 minutes on the pitch, and the better team on the day will win. That's what I think. But you never know. This is football, na kawaida mpira inanga adabu, so we will know tomorrow. It's the big day, it's the big one. Thank you for tuning in. If you like the content, like, share, comment, most importantly subscribe. If you can watch the video, increase the watch time hours and everything, yeah, it will be good. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next video.